Rose is a 31-year-old single mother of 3 children, aged 18, 12, and 10 years. At 19, Rose met and married Mike, who was 12 years her senior. Rose did not complete the 8th grade and found it challenging to go back to school. Rose and Mike had 2 children together. After 10 years of marriage, Rose left Mike because he was repeatedly unfaithful to her, a heavy drinker, and emotionally, physically, and sexually abusive. When Mike was arrested on charges of assault during a bar fight and sent to prison, Rose left him and relocated locally with her 2 youngest children. Rose is now 31 weeks pregnant with her current boyfriend Tony, whom she has known for a year. Tony is 27 years old and unemployed. 2 months ago, Mike was released on good behavior and managed to find Rose. When he discovered Rose was pregnant with Tony's child, he became furious and physically assaulted her. Rose was hospitalized with multiple injuries. Mike was arrested and is currently in prison. Mike calls Rose from time to time, but Rose rejects his calls. She says she feels safer with Tony around, although he is not always supportive. They have been having more arguments, and she is concerned about his excessive drinking and jealousy. Rose is enrolled in a maternal and child health home visiting program. Tina, a home visiting nurse, has been providing care for Rose. Tina feels confident that she has established a good rapport and trust with Rose and is now ready to introduce the Dove study.
But it is good to sleep on your left side.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
God. That baby won't stop kicking.
It's all the time now.
Have you picked a name yet?
No, I'm still thinking about it.
Oh, what does Tony like?
Oh, he says he doesn't care, as long as she's healthy.
And what time did you say Tony was going to be home today?
Oh, not till late tonight. And then the kids won't be home till about 3.
And how are you and Tony getting along lately?
Oh, pretty good. I mean, we haven't been fighting.
Oh, well, that's good. It's been, what, about 3 months now?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, that's really good, Rose.
Yeah.
And do you feel like you're getting the support you need from him with the baby coming?
I mean, no. I mean, sometimes he's there for me, but sometimes he just leaves everything for me to do.
Oh, that sounds really tough for you, Rose.
It's not easy.
Oh,
Yeah.
a lot of women experience stress in relationships.
I know. It seems like all my friends are stressed out right now.
And stress can have such a huge impact on mom and her baby.
Yeah.
Well, I know you said that you and Tony are getting along lately.
Well, we always find something to fight about.
I hear that from a lot of my moms.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been talking to them, a lot of them, about this and about this new program that could help. I was going to show it to you today. I think it could be a good fit for you.
A program?
Yeah, it's called Dove.
Oh, just Dove?
Yeah, it's a program through the School of Nursing at the university, just for women like you. We could go through it right now.
Oh, is it going to take a long time?
Oh, not really. It's a really good program. And let's look at it.
Do I have to read anything?
Oh, no. Here's the cool part. You can listen to it. It's all right here on this tablet. So, you can listen through these headphones.
Okay.
And I'll sit here with you while I finish my paperwork, and then maybe we can talk about it. I'm really curious to hear what you think. Okay, so if you need to pause it at any time, you just press right here. And if you have any questions, just let me know.
Okay.
Okay, let's take a look at this. It asks about the different types of conflicts you may have experienced with your partner.
Are you talking about Tony or Mike?
Well, let's talk about Tony first, and then we'll fill one out for Mike.
Why Mike? Mike's in jail. This ain't his baby.
Well, we want to get a really clear picture of all the stress you've had in relationships in the year before your pregnancy.
Mike was awful. You know that.
I can see that even thinking about him is stressing you.
Tony is so much better.
See, your take on the differences in your relationships, that's what this survey is about. And that's how you can help.
I don't know if I can get through all this. I get tired reading long forms.
Well, let's look at it together. We'll take one question at a time, and then you can tell me how much you agree or disagree with each one.
Okay.
The first statement says, Tony makes me feel unsafe, even in my own home.
I would disagree with that.
Okay. Would you disagree a little, disagree somewhat, or disagree strongly?
Just a little.
Okay, I'll write that down. And the next statement says, I feel ashamed of the things Tony does to me.
Like what things?
Well, anything. Does he ever do anything to you or say anything to you that then you're ashamed of?
Well, you and me, we talked about that.
Oh, I know. I remember, but what would you like me to write down? Remember, you don't have to share any details. This is mostly an agree or disagree thing.
Okay, well, I agree.
Okay, would you agree a little, agree somewhat, or agree strongly?
Strongly.
Okay.
No, just somewhat. Somewhat.
Okay, I'll write that down. Let's go on. I try not to rock the boat because I'm afraid of what Tony might do.
What's that mean? I try not to rock the boat.
Well, do you change your behaviors because you're afraid that it might trigger Tony's anger?
Like what?
Well, one of my moms never calls her friends or her family when her partner's at home because it always starts a fight. She might want to, but she waits till he's not there. She changes her behavior so she doesn't rock the boat because she's afraid of what he might do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so now when I say, I try not to rock the boat because I'm afraid of what Tony might do, how would you answer?
Well, what happens with all this once I give it to you?
Oh, it's completely confidential. I give this to the university and they take off your name and assign it a special number. None of this will ever get back to Tony if that's what you're worried about. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, so I try not to rock the boat because I'm afraid of what Tony might do.
Well, I agree a little.
Agree a little. Okay.
And then you don't want to take a picture of that.
Oh, well, everything looks really good, Rose.
Yeah, I feel pretty okay. I mean, she's moving around a lot now.
Well, I'm sure she is. You're 36 weeks now.
It's getting pretty exciting. I mean, it's getting close.
Are you still working?
Oh yeah, I'm still working full time, but you know, standing on my feet for long hours is hard. But the stool they gave me helps. So.
And how are you and Tony doing?
Oh, we're okay. It's okay.
Were you all having those arguments again?
Sometimes, but it's not as often as we used to.
And what do you argue about?
Money, drinking, his drinking, stuff like that.
Is he drinking more?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's because he's not working right now.
And when he's drinking, how does he behave towards you?
He just gets loud. He starts calling me stuff.
I'm sorry to hear that, Rose. What kind of stuff is he saying?
He just calls me names, you know.
Well, I don't mean to upset you, but can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, the other night he called me a dumb bitch because I said he shouldn't be drinking so much when we have a baby on the way. And he said, well, if it's his life and he wants to go out with his friends and drink, there's nothing I can do about it.
And how did you feel about that?
Well, it makes me feel like he doesn't love me. You know, he doesn't care. And I get pretty upset. So
It must be really hard for you.
yeah, every now and then he just flips out.
And where are the kids when all this is happening?
Sometimes they're around watching TV, but other times they're up in their beds or they're at school.
And how do you feel about them seeing all that?
I don't want them to see it, but sometimes it just happens.
And when he's drinking, does he ever get physical? Does he ever shove you or hit you?
No, he's never done anything like that.
And is he doing anything else that upsets you, Rose?
No, it's mainly the drinking and the stuff he says.
You know, a couple things you said have set off some red flags for me. Let me tell you why. Things like Tony puts you down, especially when he's been drinking.
I mean, sometimes when he gets really drunk, I don't know what he's going to do.
Well, see, those could be warning signs that we call a cycle of abuse. Let me show you something that really helped me understand this and helped a lot of my other moms understand it too. See if you see yourself in any of these. Abusers unemployed, abuser threatens. Okay, so let's look at these 3 things you checked.
Well, his drinking and his jealousy and him not working right now.
Okay, and those are all risk factors for Tony's behavior to get worse.
Okay.
And you can't control that, Rose.
Okay.
But let's talk about what you can control. If you had to leave in a hurry...
I don't want to leave.
Oh, well, I get that, and it's not the only option. Listen, I know this is not easy for you to talk about, and it's not easy for me to talk about, but if you had to take the kids and leave in a hurry, what would you need to take with you?
Clothes and Dallas's asthma medication and just stuff for the baby. And
Okay, let me write this down. And do you keep your prescriptions all in one place?
in the medicine cabinet.
Okay, good. Keep them all in one place, and then if you need to, you just throw them in a Ziploc bag and go. What about any paperwork?
What paperwork?
Like maybe the kids' birth certificates?
Oh, I don't even know where their birth certificates are.
Okay, well, you can look for those, and what else? Social Security cards.
Oh, I do have all those written down in my wallet.
Okay. Well, how does this sound? You make sure your driver's license is in your wallet, and then you round up those papers, and you take them all together, and you give them to your mom for safekeeping.
I'm not talking to my mom. Not anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, is there anyone else you can trust with that?
My grandma. I could bring him to her.
Okay. So you put everything together, all the paperwork, and you take it to your grandmother's, and also take a small bag with a change of clothes for the kids and for yourself, and an extra house key. Does that sound like a plan?
I don't even know why we're planning all this, because I don't even have any money to go anywhere.
Well, do you have an extra $5 in your wallet?
Yeah.
Okay, put it away. And every time you get a paycheck, put a little away somewhere safe. A little bit at a time, it'll give you a peace of mind.
Okay.
Now, if you had to leave the house in a hurry, where would you go and how would you get there?
Well, I'd probably go to Jolene's and take the kids, and then she could take me somewhere.
And where would you have Jolene take you?
Probably my grandma's.
Okay. Well, does Tony know where your grandmother lives?
Oh yeah, he does.
Well, that might not be such a safe place if he can find you there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And it might put your grandmother in danger.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, I'm going to give you this list of local shelters. Tony won't know where these are. They're hidden. And I would have Jolene take you to one of these places or to the hospital.
Oh, well, I don't think I can keep this right now. I mean, it's just not a good idea. I mean, that's just going to make Tony mad at me.
Okay, that's fine. Well, you could put some of these numbers into your phone. Put them under a different name, like a code name, so that Tony doesn't know them. For instance, this one called the House of Ruth, you could put in your phone under another name, Ruth. Does that feel safe?
Okay. No, I can do that.
Okay. There's also the National Domestic Violence Hotline. That's a place you can call to find out more information about resources in the community. And they've got a hotline. This is the number if you want to put it into your phone. Can you think of a good name to put it under?
I could put it under Natalie.
And if you want to just call just to talk to a person to find out about more resources or ask some questions, you can call and talk to a domestic violence advocate.
Well, what's that?
An advocate is a person with a lot of experience helping people like yourself. She can support you emotionally or connect you with more resources in the community that you might need.
Well, but even if I don't want to leave, can I call the advocate?
Oh, that's right, yeah. You don't have to be leaving in order to get help. I know it's a hard decision to make.
I might call her sometime.
Rose, if you and your kids were in an emergency situation, what would you do?
I call 911.
I know we've talked about a lot of really tough stuff today. It's not an easy thing to do. It's a lot to think about, but we're going to talk about it again.
It's so much, you know. It's not easy.
Rose, I think you're doing a really great thing, thinking about yourself and your kids and your safety. Well, let's talk about some of your goals for next time.
Okay. Well, I've been journaling about my feelings. Well, she ought to be down for at least 2 hours.
Baby Eliza is doing really well. She's gained a healthy amount of weight, and she's already responding to you.
I know Tony's trying so hard to make her smile. I told him she's too young, but he has been trying everything. Funny voices, funny faces.
And how are things going for you and Tony?
Oh, things are going good. He has been so sweet since I had Eliza. And he got a part-time job.
That's great. What's he doing?
He's driving a truck.
Oh, the extra money must be helping.
Oh yeah, it's really helpful now that I'm not working to have money coming in. Yeah.
And have you two had any more arguments? I know last time you told me that he was calling you names.
He has been really sweet with me and Eliza and the kids.
Well, that is really good to hear, Rose. And were the other things that we talked about?
Oh, well, you know, well, he was drinking a lot then because he, you know, he wasn't working. You know, and he got nasty with me.
That's right. Well, you tell me, what's the update?
Well, I mean, he hasn't been drinking as much since he started working, and I mean now he still wants to know what I'm doing and where I'm going, but the thing is, it doesn't lead to an argument now. And I've been so busy with Eliza, so I don't even have time to go see my friends or do any of that.
Yeah, it is really hard to find time for yourself with a new baby. I was the same way with my first. Well, do your friends live nearby?
Yeah, I mean, I got a couple that aren't too far.
Well, maybe you could invite them over to meet Eliza.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's really good to stay in contact, Rose.
Yeah, I know.
So, let's take a look at the safety plan we worked on last time.
I hadn't really been working on that lately. I mean, you know, things are just going so good. And
well, I know you put the numbers in your phone last time. Do you still have those?
Yeah, I still got them in my phone.
And what about the important documents? Did you manage to get those together for your grandmother?
No. See, I've been thinking about that. I don't really think I want to leave those at my grandma's, but if I keep them here, I mean, that could cause a problem because that would make Tony really suspicious, and I really don't want to spoil things.
I understand that. Well, what about this? How about if I bring you a folder, you can put all the documents in the folder, and if Tony asks you about it, tell him that you're keeping everything together in case there's a fire, an emergency, so you just grab that one folder and go. Tell him that since Eliza's been born, you've been thinking more about safety at home, and then it won't cause a problem.
Oh, or I could just get everything together and say I'm just keeping it all together for doctor's appointments.
Well, that's a good option too, Rose. All right, so next time I'm going to bring you a folder.
Okay.
So, what's going on with Mike? I know last time you said he was going to be out of jail soon.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Something I've been thinking about since you said that is what if he wants to try and find you again?
Well, I don't think he'll mess with me. I mean, he knows I got Tony now, and he doesn't want to go back to jail.
Okay, well, if you start to see any warning signs from Tony or from Mike, anything that worries you, don't doubt yourself. Give me a call. We'll make a plan.
You know, I really think things are going to be okay with Tony. I mean, he is really making an effort. I mean, he's really changing.
Well, I respect your choices and decisions, Rose. I just want you to remember that I'm here to support you. If you ever need to talk to me or to the advocate I mentioned about any concerns you might have, just call, okay?
Yeah, I know.
So, I thought we would take a look at the warning signs to look for.
Oh, we're just going to go through this leaflet again. I mean, I think things are going really good with me and Tony right now. I just want to do it. I mean, it's saying the same stuff as last time, and it's kind of boring.
I hear what you're saying. We don't have to go through this today if you don't feel you need to. Some of my moms like to see it again as a reminder, but there's no pressure.
I mean, it just reminds me of the past, and I really want to make things work with Tony.
Okay, that's okay, Rose. I understand. That's fine.
And what about next visit? Are we going to do the same stuff again?
I'll give you the option, but there's no pressure. I think there's some good information in there that's valuable to anyone in a relationship. And you never know, you might have a friend who's in a violent relationship who could use your help.
A bunch of my friends are struggling right now.
This information is easy to forget, and it could really help them.
I can see that.
So the next time I come, I'd like to check in with you about your safety and about how things are going with you and Tony.
Okay.
And if Mike's out of jail and you have any concerns, we can talk about that too.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so before baby Eliza wakes up, let's go through your goals again.
Well, I'd like to get some more sleep.
drifting sound, and I